the video uploaded?
Mm-mm. I don't see nothing.
Do-do-do. We are live, I think.
Yes, we are.
Guys, we're
Wow.
back.
Wow, feels like forever. Well,
Does. This is like a long month.
It really is.
mm-hmm. Well, good evening, ghosts and ghouls, demons and devils, krakens and kiwakals, jackalopes and jack the rippers, and all the people that don't fit into those categories, which I think is everyone. But this is Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman, and today we are discussing paranormal games and pranks and taking your live calls. But before we get into the discussion, stories, and then take some calls, let's do some introducing of the hosts and letting us know what they're drinking. K-Booze.
I'm K-Booze, and I am drinking Rogue's Bat Squatch. It's an oldie but a goodie. I am enjoying it. IPA.
IPAs are always the best.
Ah, they're so good, so funky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, D-Booze, what you got?
Well, I've got like 4 different flavors of drinks, so I don't really know which one to start with. So I'm just gonna close the eyes and grab one. I'm going with Devil's Spiked Hard Fruit Punch.
Mm.
So,
Oh, that
Mm,
sounds good.
and it
it's a
actually
good
is kind
start.
of relevant to my paranormal game,
Is it now?
and that's not bad.
What are the other ones you
Hint,
got over there?
hint.
You gonna
The other
introduce?
fl-
You
the
gonna
other
introduce
flavors
this?
I have is hard lemonade. I have
Okay.
hard blood orange soda and hard green ginger beer with lime. So,
Mm,
so far it's off to a good start,
huh,
Damn,
well, that's good.
it's really hard.
Well, seems like all those drinks have been going to the gym. Gil,
right?
what you got?
I am drinking Big Juicy Bear Hug. Now, it doesn't explicitly say that it's paranormal, but I've never seen a bear wearing sunglasses before. That's
Mm,
kind of paranormal. So
right.
I'm gonna take it. Let's
Mm-hmm.
take it that way. Kind of looks like a man bear pig. So it's cryptid themed. Has
That
that
is
Al
pretty.
Gore vibe to it.
Heck yeah.
Mhm.
Joey, how about you, sir?
You know, I am still on the train of not drinking. So it's been
Dry
about
Joey.
7 months, I think. So I know I feel bad. I'm sticking with my Mexican bottled Coca Cola.
Hell yeah.
Dang,
Mm,
Always good.
nice. It
tasty.
is.
So is that exceptionally sweet? Does it have a lot of sugar in it?
It has real cane sugar,
Mhm.
and it does taste way sweeter and way better. So it's that good stuff from Mexico. So it's even better.
Delicioso,
Even better.
buddy.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got some cool topics coming up in the next few months. Debus, what's on tap for the next few months?
For the next few months, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
April. So in May, we have a really intriguing one. It's going to be called Deathbed Confessions. And I think that'll be really interesting. That was Gil's idea. Sorry, my eye is starting to burn and water like a motherfucker. Um, and
Yes.
also, we have some bad storms rolling through, so you may hear some thunder here and there and some. God dang, my eyes burning. Um, June, I don't think we have an official title just yet, but it's
Get
gonna
there.
be based around first responders. I think will be really interesting. And then in July, since we haven't really done one yet, July is going to be an all cryptids episode that I think is going to be pretty fun. So,
I'm excited for that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Bring your
Heck
man
yeah.
bear pig beer next time, Gil.
yeah,
I think
Always,
that's where the man bear
always.
pig's coming in. Yeah. Yeah.
It's foreshadowing.
It really is. Well,
there we go.
later in the show, we're going to open up the episode for call ins so you can talk to us live. If you've been here before, you guys know the deal. We're going to open up later. You guys call in, let us know. We'll put up the screen. You can dial 208 717 1611 or go to ghost.beer and that'll give you a whole bevy of ways to contact us. It's real easy. Yeah, pretty dang easy. And that next Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman is going to be May 3rd, starting at 7:30 Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Central. And for all other people in the other time zones that don't matter, Kristen, add an hour or two. Well,
All right.
it's time to get into them pranks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pranks and
Oh,
I
I know
guess.
you guys got some good ones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play
I just want to
pranks
say,
because I'm a nice person, but I can't wait to hear yours.
Gil vehemently yelled to us, not even called on the phone. He just walked outside and yelled at us, hoping that we would hear that he wanted pranks added into this. And we did, because now it's not just paranormal games, it's pranks.
Oh yeah. Well, part of it too is it's in honor of April Fool's Day,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
We just passed it, and in my mind, April Fool's Day is every day,
I
right?
forgot about that. Mm-hmm.
Which is my mother's
You know what I'm
birthday. Happy birthday, Ma.
Oh,
Worst prank your dad ever played. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait a second.
Wait, what?
Granddad, grandma.
Ah, shit. No, but no. So, let me see. I don't know. I feel like I should save my prank for a little bit. It's pretty.
Okay.
It's pretty epic.
Oh.
Unless you guys want me to go now.
it don't matter. I've got one.
Did you
loaded
do
in
a
the barrel,
game or a
so-
prank? Hmm.
Well, I'm gonna do a game live.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, but I do have a prank that I did when I was like 7 or 8, but that's for a few drinks from now.
All right. Well, I mean, you can play mine if you want. I don't mind either way.
Yeah, let's go. Just a minute here to set up.
Yeah. So I'm pretty lame in most general sense of things. So I also don't have a lot of access to going anywhere besides getting the easy paranormal games. And, I didn't want to just do this normal paranormal game. And I was just like, let's add my own flair to it because, I'm a musician. So I just wanted to play guitar while I was doing it. And I feel like that made it something different than just the normal one. So I want
Hell
to see
yeah.
if you guys, yeah. I mean, yeah, it is.
That's
It was fun. It was fun. It was interesting for sure. So while Gil is loading that up,
yes. All right, I am ready.
okay. Note the pose.
So I'm going to do my paranormal theme game and the way that I want to do it with playing music and adding that into the Bloody Mary game. So let's see what happens. Hopefully it's a fun experience and not a bad one. I'm doing this pretty early in the day, so I don't know if it's supposed to be at night. It might be at night, I don't know, but we're going to have fun doing this. And I'm going to probably play one of the evilest bands that I know to get into it in between saying the words for the game. So, are you ready? Let's do this. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Nothing yet, I guess. Do you guys like it if I'm just gonna make it into a song if you guys are ready. Maybe a little more bluegrassy song. So if you guys are ready for this, I'm just gonna make a bluegrass song. I'm waiting in the bathroom, trying to get Bloody Mary out. Waiting in the bathroom, trying to get Bloody Mary out. She won't come to me, Bloody Mary, come to me. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, come to me, Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary, won't you come to me, my sweet Bloody Mary? See you next time.
That was great.
Bravo. That was awesome.
Yeah. I just wanted to, spice up that game a little bit. And I maybe tonight something will happen, but I'm looking straight into my bathroom right now. I do not see her.
Dang, man.
I'm gonna break into his house tonight.
Mhm. He's just gonna place a Bloody Mary on the bathroom sink and just be like, there you go. Was here.
Got you. Just like while you're taking a shower, just like
Right.
Mhm.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's good stuff.
that's my game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
Well, I don't have the video for mine because, like I
Hmm.
told you prior to the show, it was very long and meandering. But I did send the clip to Deboo's, and if anybody caught the promo of it, that was basically like the height of the game. I chose to play Charlie Charlie. I've never played it before. I originally wanted to do the Three Mirrors game, but that just was not working, and I couldn't get mirrors big enough to do it. But so I played Charlie Charlie, which is basically you set two pencils kind of like crosswise, perpendicular,
Mhm.
on a sheet of like four quadrants, and it's yes, yes, no, no, and opposite quadrants. And you balance the pencils, and then you ask Charlie, Charlie, are you here? And then, the pencil is either supposed to move or whatever. And then if it says yes, you've got the spirit of Charlie, this entity named Charlie. This is a
Mhm.
very well known, like, sleepover game,
Hmm.
but I wasn't cool when, at sleepover age. So I never got to play it. So I played it now, relived my glory days. And I wasn't expecting anything because, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. But the fucking thing moved.
It did.
It moved. And that was unexpected.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, and it did move to yes. And so that kind of freaked me out a little bit. And then nothing else really happened after that. So that was it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe a breeze. Or maybe it was
Just wanted
Charlie.
to let you
Maybe
know
it
it was
was.
there.
What the fuck, Charlie?
Mhm.
Oh, I mean, it was
It's the theme of the
interesting
night.
that to see it moved, even if
Yeah.
it was just a smidge. It's like
It was a
what caused that to
smidge,
move. So
but it was very, and it was like right all after the question. It was
Hmm.
like, Charlie, Charlie, are you here? And then I think I had to ask it again. Charlie, Charlie, are you here? And it was like,
Hmm. Just a
boop.
smidge, and your reaction was
Mhm.
so classic.
I couldn't believe what I was staring at. I was like,
Uh,
no, no, come on.
Mhm.
So that was my
that's good
game.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun to
S-
try.
Would you
So the
do it
game
again?
I'm gonna play live is Charlie Charlie. Um,
Really?
Even better.
yes.
Ooh.
It was the only game
Nice.
I could find where I was like, I could do this live. I could do this live. So we're gonna
Right.
see.
Mhm.
Maybe he comes back.
Maybe it does.
Okay. Well, I'll pass
Yeah.
him on to you. I can't wait.
I'll accept it. I'll accept it. Although I do know, and I have a little write up about it here too. Slightly different rules. If you mess up playing Charlie Charlie, what happens?
Oh,
So yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
see.
I probably
We'll see.
did that, and I didn't close it out or ask
Oh.
Charlie to not follow me from here, here forth.
You're not in the
How would you mess
hospital,
up?
so it seems like you did it okay.
I think I'm
Yeah.
doing
How do you
okay,
how
guys.
would you mess up?
You're doing okay. We'll get there. We'll get there.
It's gotta keep you on your toes, Joey.
Gotta save the worst for last. We can't have
I'm
people
always on
dropping
my
out
toes
of
in
the
this
stream this early.
live stream. Mm-hmm.
So,
D-Boost?
I did do a game. Um, it's about 8 minutes long. Hey, look, I had fun. Okay, I had fun with it. So I did mine at work, and
nice.
did it in the bathroom at work, and because if anybody has been following our TikTok and Instagram here the last few months, I have some weird shit that goes on in my store,
Hmm.
and I
Mhm.
was like, I'm here at 2:30 in the morning. Why the fuck not? So I did it in the bathroom, and I added a little twist to it as well, just like Joey did with his. I played Bloody Mary as well, and so I figured I'm in a potentially haunted store. I'm going to bring some of my equipment with me and just do a little mini investigation while I'm there. Um, so I set up my REM pod in the bathroom, and I had an app on my phone, which I know, but people will say it's an app, it's blah blah blah. But I've had a lot of logical responses when I've used it. They make sense with what I'm asking, and so I had it going, and pretty much the majority of the video is me with necrophonic. So, but some interesting stuff came through.
Hmm. I'm excited to see this.
Hmm.
Dollar General
Nice.
Bloody Mary.
Yeah. So
Can you? I'm gonna make one request,
mhm.
Debus, while we're waiting in between, for any spirits or anything to answer. Can you give director's commentary while we're watching this?
I can try my
Mm-hmm.
best.
Behind the
I think we
scenes
need it.
commentary.
Yes, behind the
Now, are you
screens,
gonna
baby.
pause it when I start talking?
Nope.
Because I'm talking through the entire video.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're good. All right.
I guess he's giving behind the scenes commentary in front of the scenes. So
It's really meta. Um,
I'm about to do my paranormal game, and if you've been following our TikTok and Instagram over the last few months, you've been seeing me post videos of some strange occurrences that happened where I work. I work at a DG here in Middle Tennessee, and I decided since I had to be at work this morning at 3 a.m. For some floor cleanings, which I'm not happy about, by the way, I would do my paranormal game here at a store that I believe to be possibly haunted. I haven't investigated it yet, so I'm not 100% sure, but we do have some weird shit going on in this store. Um, so I decided to do the paranormal game here, and just to prove to you that I'm at work, there we go. I'm at work. So I decided to do the paranormal game here. And I decided to do the old, that is my REM pod. I decided to do the old game. Make sure this camera's set up good. The old Bloody Mary game. Now, I tried this once when I was younger, when I was a teenager. Didn't get it all the way through. Me and my friend kind of spooked ourselves and turned the light on after the second chant. But I decided to do this a little bit different. As you just heard, I have my REM pod on. I'm going to turn the REM. I'm going to keep it on during the game because, as I said, there's some weird shit that goes on here at the store, and I'm going to turn on Necrophonic on my phone. And just to show that it's not going to interfere with the REM pod, I do have it, so I don't know if you can see it. Probably not because I can't get this angle just right. I do have it on airplane mode, so it's not going to interfere with anything. So I'm going to go ahead and do this Bloody Mary. Let me get this camera lined up again. That's my REM pod. There we go. It's a good angle. And we're just going to see what happens. And by using the necrophonic, hopefully anything in the store will come through. Hopefully if there's anything in the store, it'll set the REM pod off. If nothing else, maybe we can capture some of that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and say if there is anybody in this store, I'm about to turn on this device on my cell phone. You can use this device to manipulate and to talk through the device. There's also a little red light right here that I'm pointing at. All you have to do is get close to that. It'll light up. It'll make noises. You can let me know you're here. So at any point during the next couple of minutes, if you want to reach out and touch that or come through this device and talk to me, you're more than welcome to. So I'm going to go ahead and start necrophonic. All right, here we go. I don't know where my angle's at, so. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. I don't know how long I'm supposed to wait. Also read if she doesn't appear, you can spin around 3 times and try again. So 1, 2, 3. Just heard a woman come through say what? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. As you can see in the mirror, nothing there. Now, is this game legit? Who knows? Does something actually appear when other people play? Maybe it is. Maybe it's all psychological. I don't know. But I figured I would just give it a shot and see what happens. And since I was in a haunted store, why not give it a shot? So I'm going to go blow out this candle. Turn my brightness down a little bit more. And we're going to sit here just for a couple of minutes because I got a couple of minutes to spare. If there's anybody in here with us, can you just come through this device and let me know? Sound like a man said, hey. Can you tell me what your name is? I just heard a really creepy voice that said, go home. Well, I can't go home. I'm stuck here for at least 11 hours. Who just told me to go home? Sound like he said extremely. I'm not sure what that said. Who is it that knocks stuff off the shelves? We've also heard you whistling. We've heard you coughing. I said we've heard you whistling and coughing since you said what? Can you give me a name, please? Are you male or female? Yes. Are you male or female? Are you male or female? Since you said what again? Starting to get kind of dizzy. Can you tell me your name, please? Yes, I think news. My name is Damien. What's your name? My name's Damien. What's yours? Did you used to live in the house that sat here before? All right. Well, apparently they're not wanting to say anything. I've used the necrophonic here a couple of times and got a couple of weird, possibly relevant responses, but I guess we're not wanting to chat this morning. But anyway, that's my paranormal game. Bloody Mary. Nothing happened. She's not there. Anyways, thank you guys for watching.
Man, that was like a really bad
Nice.
first date. What? What's your name?
So yeah, that was
Bye.
right.
Bye.
So it
Goodbye.
The me where it says me, I just
Mhm.
thought that was interesting because it was obviously a male voice, and the person that you've heard in the store sneezing, coughing, seeing them is a male. It's a male figure.
well, now there's
Bloody
been
Harry.
potentially a female herd in the store now too.
Oh, really?
Um,
I don't know about that.
Everybody knows Amanda that's called into the show a couple of times and works with me. So I think it was last Sunday. She texted me about 8:30 in the morning. She was like, "I swear, when I walked through the doors, because she opened that morning, she goes, as soon as I walked through, she goes, it sounded like a woman having a full blown conversation in the corner while we heard the man whistling."
Hmm.
And she goes, "I couldn't make it out." She goes, "But it stopped abruptly, like I was interrupting her." And then in our office, we have like a little window, like a two-way window that looks out behind the register, so nobody can really see in the window, but we can see out. And she goes, it looked like somebody walked by that window." She goes, "It looked like a woman." And she's like,
Oh.
I ran the camera real quick, and she goes, "There was nobody there." She goes, "But I swear, I heard a woman talking, and I seen her walk by the window."
Hmm.
So it's it's been some interesting stuff that's happened, especially here over the last few weeks. Um, it seems like almost every day I'm coming in and something interesting has happened. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
excuse me. And but yeah, I thought I would do it at work and just kind of do a little mini investigation while there. I have got the go ahead to actually investigate the store. I just got to figure out a time and a date to do that. It's probably going to be one Saturday night after we close and the crew's gone home. Me and my wife will come up in there and do our thing for a few hours. So
When are you hoping to do it like soon?
hopefully we
Man.
have to line it up. When she's off on the weekend, because now with her job she works every other weekend.
Right,
So
right.
we have to figure out. Hopefully, maybe her next weekend off because she's off this weekend. So maybe in a couple of weeks we can knock it out.
Nice. Oh, I can't wait to see
Nice.
that. Yeah, you guys got a
But
lot of stuff that takes place in
I
there.
did find out. I already told you guys, but I did find out something interesting. I did know. There used to be a house that sat there. So, our friend of the show, Eric Freeman Sims, he just released his first book. He came to the store. I bought a copy of his book, and I was telling him about the stuff that goes on in the store and how I try to debunk it, and I never can. And he mentioned the house that used to sit there, and he was like, about 15 years ago or so, he goes, I had a friend that lived there, and he goes, I remember her telling me all the time they had stuff happening in the house they couldn't explain. And he said that he'd been in the house a few times, and he goes, you could tell by the way the house was built and by the house was probably built sometime in the 1930s.
Hmm.
So the house probably sat there for a good 60 or 70 years. So,
Dang.
but yeah, we uh we have some interesting stuff going on. Oh, I've thought about. I did have the suggestion to maybe live stream some of the investigation while I'm doing it. I may try to do that. I'd have to do it from my phone, but I may try to do that at least for a little bit of it.
Yes,
Maybe
please.
maybe go live on TikTok or something.
Mm-hmm. I'll be there.
So
Ooh,
That'll be
Yeah.
awesome.
hell yeah.
so
Hells
Dollar
yeah.
General. Deal's so good, you shop there in the afterlife.
exactly.
Well,
Oh,
Gil, is it about that time?
Time to take calls.
Time to take calls.
Yeah.
I think it's about that
Yeah,
time,
buddy.
y'all.
Open it up.
Lines
Open up
are
the gates.
open them up.
All right.
And
Just a second. I have a
Gil's
cat
doing his
fight.
techno wizardry.
I actually just got a text from Amanda. As you said, at one point, the necrophonic actually said bloody. So I'm going to have to go back and listen to that again.
Bloody Mary also shops at Dollar General, I believe.
Apparently.
So, yeah.
Oh.
Came into my house and was like, ugh, 2-bedroom. Not going in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, what about pranks,
Mhm.
guys, while we're waiting for our first call?
I've got a couple loaded in the barrel if nobody else does.
I have none. I
Oh,
don't
that's
do. I
very
have never.
surprising.
I know.
Wow.
I have never done pranks in my
Nice.
life. I don't know. I'm one of those people that like I think of like a really really good prank, but it might be like a lifelong prank. You know, like pretty much like I don't know. Show up at their the day before they. That makes sense. But like show up the day before when they're in their deathbed and be like, "Haha, gotcha," and they're like, "What?"
Wrong one. Yeah.
Jeez, Gil.
Too
I
many
don't know what's
tags.
going on. He's got all the
Oh God,
tags
Mary's
going on.
coming for me.
What are we
It's just
doing?
This
Suzerain.
one. Oh my
Here it is.
God.
Oh my God,
I
Gal.
need to edit these. I need to
Calls
edit
start
these.
in 0 minutes, so
Oh,
This
you
is
shit.
what
can call
happens
in.
when Charlie's mad at you. All right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't mad at you yet, right?
Do you
Not
have your
yet.
little friend up there with you, Gil?
The doll.
The doll.
Oh, yeah, right over there.
Need to sit her beside you when you play.
No. No. Now that doll might
Who
actually try to
wants
stab me.
play?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Oh,
man.
no,
Yeah, what
Uh,
happened to I thought you were doing hide and seek with the doll.
I didn't. Well, so I didn't. I was awake a lot at the time, so between like midnight and 3 a.m. over the past couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I was like working, so it was like kind of like when I was done and it was that time, I was like, yeah, no, I'm just going to sleep. So I didn't do it. But yeah, there is a game that boop, put that on the screen. There is a game that you can play where you try to summon a spirit or an entity into a doll, and then you go and play hide and seek from that doll
Mm-hmm.
and wait for it to come find you.
Mhm.
Now, I wasn't able to find any information about how long you're supposed to wait or what happens if the doll does find you, which makes me believe that everybody who's tried it died. There's no follow-up stories on the internet. It's just like, hey, this is a game that you can totally play. This is how to do it. There's no follow-ups. It's
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
so I'm assuming everybody died.
it could be. Oh,
It's best to
shit.
hide for 3
There's some
days.
pretty creepy stories on Creepypasta and Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, caller. You are live. Can we get your first name
Hi,
and where you're calling in from? Hi,
it's Amanda in Burns.
Hi,
Hi,
Amanda.
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 Hey.
Hi.
I
Well,
take it you made it through this
um,
last storm.
yes, we made it through the storm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
No damage here, thank goodness.
Right. Good stuff.
That's good.
As far as paranormal games, I played with a Ouija board one time when I was a teenager. I will never do it again. Me and my best friend at the time was in what is now the den of that house, and we played with it. We wouldn't really get answers, and then it started feeling like somebody was touching us.
Mm.
The,
Mm-hmm.
we put the heart of the board in the attic and sent the board to the dump.
Mm.
Now, why would you keep the planchette but get rid of the board?
Because I was a stupid teenager.
Good answer. Damn good answer.
Right.
I've always heard the board comes back. I won't go in that closet because I don't want to know.
You need to go look.
Mm-mm. No, thank you, Damien.
Were there
Uh,
so there were other folks involved, right? Like were there any other
Yeah,
experiences? Were any follow-ups that kind of happened? Were there bumps in the night for months afterwards, or you know?
well, she had the same experience during the time that I did. And it looked like somebody was under the bed at one point, but that could have been
Oh.
just us where we were scared.
right.
But yeah,
Oh.
that room I don't like. It's my sister's house. She had a little black chihuahua. That chihuahua did not like that den. It wouldn't go in there unless Leon, which is my brother-in-law, would go through with her, or one of us was going through at night.
Dang.
She wouldn't go in there.
Trust your pets, people. They can see and hear things that we just
It-
cannot.
Exactly. And my dad had a Ouija board when I was younger, and you're not supposed to play by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
He did. One day he went near the board, and the planchette went off the board by itself.
No, fuck that.
Hell no.
He got rid of that board quick too.
Right.
It's in the same closet.
Now,
It might be.
can you
No,
burn
that
the
was
Ouija
a total
board?
different house.
Yeah.
No,
No?
I was smart enough to know not to do that.
Okay. So you
Stupid
just
enough
taught-
to keep the planchette.
How did you
But,
get rid of the board?
yeah.
How did you get rid of the board again? Did you throw it in the trash, or did you like drive out to the middle of
Yep.
nowhere and just like chuck it in the water and let it go down the river?
Put it in the trash and let it go to the dump.
That's smart.
Well, that board's definitely coming back.
That board is in your house right now, by the way.
It's
Right.
it's right behind you.
No, it's in my sister's house.
No, it's in it's in your sister's house. Yeah. You never know.
Right.
Poor like
You seen her
garbage
den.
man who like picked that up just like crashed immediately after
Yeah.
stopping at your house.
Right.
mechanic-
Now I've heard you can you burn them? Because I have heard people say burn them.
If you burn them, you release whatever's in them, is what I was told.
Oh.
Like, if you have a bad spirit coming through that board and you
Mhm.
burn that board, it can release it. So I was smart enough to know, no, you don't burn it,
Mhm.
but stupid enough to see whether or not it would come back to the heart. And I just haven't had the cojones to look.
You haven't had the
So-
heart to look.
So,
Nope.
so what I'm gonna
I
need
don't
you
want
to
to
do
know.
is I'm gonna need you to go over there and live stream you looking in the closet and seeing if it's
Well, my brother-in-law would have to do it because we actually put it in the attic part of that closet.
Ah.
There's a piece that lifts up and moves out. He would have to do it. I'm not tall enough. Back then, I wasn't scared. I climbed up there and just shoved it in.
Mhm.
I don't climb anymore.
Of course,
You
you
know
got to
what?
put it in the hardest, scariest place to get to.
Right.
Like the attic that's hard to get to.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
Now, I have a
But yeah,
question.
that's where we put it.
I have a question for you for burning it. So, and just to not to keep harping on this, but if you say you were like you had this person you really didn't like, right? And you went, I don't like this person, and I want to get this person, and so this could go along with our prank episode. Maybe this is why I say maybe I'm going too far on some of these and why I don't do pranks. Like you go over to that person's house, and you just in their front yard you burn the board and release whatever it is into their house. Would that be how it works? Would that release into their house, or would it like follow you and then be like, oh cool,
It
this
would
person
follow
did it?
you.
Oh, okay.
It would attach to
Well-
you, so it would backfire on you. You tried that one.
Oh, dang. And that's why I'm not good at pranks. That's why I don't do them. So it would
Right.
definitely backfire on me.
Oh shit.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that. I was
Yeah.
very close.
You're welcome.
Oh.
And Damien, that text that I told you I heard said bloody, it was before the me statement. It was a few seconds before that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to go back.
So
and
when you go
listen
back
to
and
it.
listen, that's about where it's at.
Okay. I figure there'd probably be something that I didn't catch. That's why I made that statement. If you hear anything that I didn't catch, let us know. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But
now I'm
it
gonna have
was
to go
right
back and
around
listen
where
to
it
it.
said me.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Maybe she did come through.
Maybe. But
Maybe
I
that's
did. I
maybe
don't know
that's
who that woman was.
I think say maybe that's who you heard. Maybe that's
Well,
who you
you
heard
would think
talking.
that she's supposed to be evil, right?
I
This
mean,
was like a woman having a regular conversation with somebody, and I interrupted her, and she didn't want me to hear what she was saying.
yeah,
Hmm.
you
Because as I was walking in the door, you could hear her talking, and then total silence. You didn't even hear the hums of the freezers going, nothing.
that's wild.
Maybe you interrupted her doing planning evil deeds.
Maybe.
Maybe I interrupted her during, oh, we're going to knock this off tonight, that off tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because because there wasn't it the following morning I came in and there was stuff on the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Monday morning, yeah.
What was on the floor? What
Yeah.
products?
Knives.
So the following morning, which was
Just
Monday,
knives
it was really weird. It
and
was
plushies, oddly enough.
Monday morning. A package of toilet paper was on the floor,
Mm.
Hmm.
and then
Person.
just 2 mornings ago, a little package of it's like little mini,
Shot
more or less
glasses.
shot glasses were on the floor, and some house shoes were on the floor. And while I was actually uh, in the office doing my video part of the camera, showing where this wasn't here at this time, but now it's here. When I went back
Mhm.
about 20 minutes later to show my coworker that I just came in where the stuff was laying, there was something else on that one aisle the shot glasses were in that wasn't there 20 minutes before.
Mm. So they moved it?
No, the shot
Like
glasses
moved
were still
items?
there,
Yeah,
and
but like
there was
moved other items?
there was something else on the floor on that same aisle, like 20 minutes later.
Mm. Hey, we've all had to get the hair of the dog after a night out when you had to use toilet paper to wipe off the puke and from the shot glasses the night
Right?
before. You need to put on those house shoes because the floor is soaked. I'm not saying after Parapalooza that wasn't me, but I'm just
Uh,
saying that they could also just be fighting against capitalism. I don't know. Just like get this stuff off the shelves. And I think
right.
It's true.
that's
I don't
Also,
know.
if I ever go to your Dollar Generals or your Dollar General, I'm bringing a level in your shelves. Not trying to cast any doubt, but this seems like a frequent thing. It's just like everything is just 15 degrees down.
Yeah, but
But
see, if that was the
it's
case, it would
different
happen.
areas of the store,
Yeah,
too.
and you
Yeah.
would think if it was something like
One,
that, it would happen often on the same aisles or the same shelves.
right.
mm,
Yeah.
It's never the same aisle or the same shelf.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like literally
Mm.
so far, everything I've found has been on a different aisle and a different item.
hmm. Hmm.
What
You
what
I
did
guys
don't
you
need
know.
to
what
lower
did you
those
say,
prices.
Amanda? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. You said there's certain areas or not certain areas.
No, it was all, it's not certain areas. It's different areas. One time it was in automotive. One time it was on Value Valley.
Hmm.
Then the back wall has all the toilet paper, so it was back there. And I can't remember the other item he found, or I'd tell you where it was too. But it's been different areas throughout the whole store. It's not just
Hmm.
one specific place that it keeps happening.
And it's not always overnight.
Except for
you
the
know.
light on the. Right, it can happen while we're there too,
Mhm.
because it's happened to me and Damien while we're on the shift together.
Mhm.
The morning I did
That's
Bloody
just
Mary.
like he had.
Yeah, the morning I did Bloody Mary, shit fell off on the floor after the floor crew left.
Yeah, I remember that. That was in our where all our springtime stuff is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And now
Hmm.
I've found one of our cameras looks down our baby aisle, and there's in our gift card section is within camera damn near every night, and I can't figure out where it's coming from. There is one particular card that a light gleams off of, like beams off of, like shines on. Just one card. And there's nothing up there that would cause that to glow. When a car passes by, it lights up the whole fucking rack. And I was looking at it this morning when I got there, and the first thing I noticed with that camera activated, and it looked like, I don't know, like a quick shadow ran by the actual camera, and then the camera fucking shook. The camera's up in the ceiling. And
Yeah.
I went to the next time it activated. It just seen the light gleaming off of it. Then I went to the next time it activated. It gleamed, and then it looked like four shadows walked past it.
Hmm.
And it's not like the the card itself is like down low where it could be somebody walking by. The card's easily head high with me, and I'm almost 6 foot tall. Like you can see four distinct shadows cover that light. It's really mind boggling. And I can't figure out what's causing it, where the light's coming from, but it's just one card.
What's the card say?
Yeah.
It's a Visa gift card.
Oh.
And what's sad, there's one right beside it, and it doesn't do the same thing. They're the exact same card.
It's really weird.
It's just that one card.
Yeah. Visa, the card of the paranormal.
Well,
Apparently.
y'all gotta start setting up figuring out what the patterns are and maybe clue into who this is in the store, who's haunting your store. There's got to be patterns. There always is. I just
You know, see,
wonder.
we also have, our lights when we're closed, they're motion activated too when the store is closed, and they will just pop on at the most random times.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody had commented, well, maybe they're on a timer. I'm like, well, if that was the case, they would come on at the exact same time every single night. They come on different times throughout the night.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to work this morning at 6 o'clock, they were on, and there was nobody there. Like they were on when I pulled in the parking lot.
I'm waiting for them to shush Damien again. They shushed him one morning.
I'm starting to think it's an older guy there. Is what I'm really starting to think, and I think I was humming or singing a rap song out loud, and he shushed me because he didn't like it. That's the only thing I could think of.
Singing that goddamn hippity hop.
It was pretty wild.
Damien's like, bump, 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 baby, rocking it, quid pro quo, baby. And he's like, shh, what? What?
Right?
Don't you ever shh Kendrick Lamar, Damien Lamar over there.
That's actually, I think what I was singing out loud was a Kendrick Lamar song. And
that'll do it.
Funny.
It was clear as day. It sounded like a man went shh, and I stopped and turned to my right,
and then no, hold on. You heard shh, and then you looked over and you were like, I see dead people.
Dun, 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 dun,
I'm pretty sure. I'm like 95% sure that was the song I was humming to. And it was, and when he shushed me, the hair on my fucking arm stood straight up. Like I know I heard it.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Well, when you said that, I see dead people. It was like, shh, don't tell everybody. Jeez, come on.
Right.
Oh, good stuff.
God,
Fucking awesome.
give it all away.
Mm.
All right.
Right.
Dang.
Wait.
Well, I'll
Alright.
get off of here and let y'all get back to the show. I think I've embarrassed Damien enough.
No, always
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you so
See,
much for
That,
that
calling in
was
and for sharing.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you,
And
Amanda.
you're
let us
welcome.
know if you're ever going to investigate that closet for that planchette. We will start a live
Mhm.
stream for it.
yep.
All right.
All right.
Thank
You
you.
have a good one.
Have a good night, Amanda.
All right, you too. All right, bye, y'all.
Okay. After the show's over, you should ask Amanda if she was alone in her house. Did y'all hear the voice?
Uh, I know she lives. Her mom lives with her too,
Oh, okay.
and I think her daughter Kayla was there too. So they may have been
Okay.
hollering at a
Okay.
cat
Mm.
or something. But I'll
I know.
ask.
Yeah.
Hollering at a cat? You're so
Maybe.
southern.
I know. I know I'm
Jesus.
very novice at this and like not, haven't studied into hauntings and things like that. Besides a few for like, Black Cat Report. But it's called a planchette.
Uh huh.
Hmm.
Mhm.
How did
Have you?
that? How did
You?
how did that get a name?
It's
That's what I've
it's a
always heard it
planchette.
called.
It's what
Yeah.
it is. I don't know. Have you never
All right, I
Like
gotta
played
put on
asking
my.
how
Ouija?
name got a name. No.
I don't. Yeah. Why is the sky blue, Joey?
Yeah.
Don't answer that.
Yeah.
Um. Have you never
Yeah,
played
Joey.
Ouija, Joey?
I can answer that, but I can't. No, I actually have. You guys know that I'm a novice. I have never. Like,
It's
this
true.
was my first paranormal game ever.
Hmm.
Well, yes, this was my first paranormal game ever doing the Bloody Mary thing. So, like, I don't
Mm,
normally do this. So, I
jeez.
never played with the Ouija board before. I've never. I mean, the only thing I did when I was younger was like hold my breath when I went by a cemetery, but that was because my cousin told me to do it. And I was like, man, got pretty good at it, honestly.
See, I guess
Right.
I've
Yeah.
never done that. I don't know what that.
I've never heard that. So.
You guys have
Yeah.
never heard of that?
Uh-uh.
I don't know why I did it, but I don't know why we did it, but it was just a thing. He would be just like, "Hey, quick, hold your breath," and we'd go by a cemetery, and it's like,
Yeah, I heard that grunt. Did I bring it up last time about like walking over graves?
Uh huh.
I don't remember.
"I think you did,
You
yeah."
did
That sounds
because
familiar.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mhm.
gotcha.
yeah.
So I'm still shocked. Like, cause like that what you just said about holding your breath, like that was something, we knew to do as kids growing up. Every
That
time you
one I
like
never
drove
heard
by or
of, but
walked by a
walking over the
cemetery.
graves, that was like something you didn't do.
Mm.
Yeah.
And if you
Mm.
accidentally walk over one, you always apologize to them.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Kiss the headstone. Yep, yep. Just give a little kiss
Yeah.
on the headstone.
French kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
So, Kristen, do you have any pranks to talk about?
I don't really play pranks, which I wish I was cool enough to do that. I'm just not.
Mhm.
Mm.
But I was thinking about this. So my little sister and I, we work together at the same office, and for one of my jobs, and I have always done this thing because it freaks her out so much, and she's very easy to scare, like to startle. So when I know she's going to be coming into the office or she's going to be coming into the room, I will place myself somewhere near the door jamb and just like have my head sticking out like this, but like at different levels.
So creepy.
And
That's so fucking
it gets
creepy.
her every time. It's awesome. So I guess that's as far as I can go for, like,
Oh,
it's not a dedicated prank, but I mean I've been doing it for a while. So I guess
right.
maybe it is. I don't know. Yeah, that's
I
all I got.
I appreciate I appreciate the commitment to the bit. Like in terms
Mhm.
of like pranks, because a
It's
lot of people,
yeah.
it's just kind of like one-offs. But if you can find that sweet spot where you can just deliver results over and over and over again, really refine your craft,
Yeah.
like, that's respect. That's a good prank.
Mhm.
Thank
That's a good
you.
prank.
It
Yeah,
is. It's
Yeah.
commitment. I like that. Thank you. She'll appreciate that, I'm sure.
right.
Yeah.
I'm
One
gonna
day.
give her a
Stop
heart
encouraging
attack
her.
one of these. No,
Oh my
she's just
God,
gonna
no.
keel over.
You need to somehow figure out how to make it look like your head's there so that she gets scared and she jumps, but
Hmm.
then a second head comes out at a different angle. Just
A
Uh,
cardboard
really.
cutout.
Just have like a mannequin head laying there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And a mannequin head, that would be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta up the ante.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Up they damn Andy.
What if
Man.
in the future, or so think of it like this too, like when we're talking about pranks, because this is kind of like an interesting part of it, right? So we're talking about
Mm.
pranks and how we will play pranks. I mean, K Biz is just talking about the pranks that she was pulling on her sister. So it's like, what if, just me thinking and spitballing here, what
Mhm.
if these pranks that we play on and they like take over into like I guess if we want to talk about like the afterlife and like that person is just playing pranks on someone they think is there.
Hmm.
And so like, but you like in Dollar General, say you walk in Deboo's and the thing is just playing a prank on someone that was in that house and it's just you become part of the prank without knowing it.
Mm.
Right. Almost kind of like a
Mm-hmm.
residual type thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So the prank just
Yeah.
keeps happening, and you're just like, what does this even mean? It's like
Right.
him,
Right.
demon. And it just uses the same laugh over and over again.
Right.
And it's just like, well, but you don't hear the laugh because it's only like coming through on those other words.
Hmm.
And so it's like hilarious to this entity or whatever it is. And you're just like, what are you even saying? Like this. It's like, a Nokia call back in the day. You can't even understand what's going on. Can you hear me now? It's like, no,
Right.
I can't hear you now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. I mean, I don't. You never know. You just never know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do
Well,
have one prank that stands out to me. It is
Okay.
kind of paranormalish in a way. So I know you guys have heard me talk about Werewolf Springs.
Mm-hmm.
So there's another cemetery um, that is supposedly quote unquote the real Werewolf Springs. It's about 3 or 4 miles from the place we always used to frequent, but this cemetery is about a mile back in the woods, and it's not well kept. Like it looks like a creepy ass horror movie type cemetery, tall grass, everything.
mhm,
And me and Keith used to go back there, not a lot, but we went back there quite a few times. And we had went back there one day in the middle of the day, and we got this bright idea, like we should get a couple of our buddies to come back here with us, when it starts getting dark, and we need to do something to fuck with them. And so we got this bright idea to find a bunch of sticks and form a pentagram right before the cemetery. And so we found a bunch enough sticks to form this big ass pentagram right before the entrance of the cemetery. And we go back and we get a couple of our friends later on in the day, and we're coming back, walking back through there, making sure it's enough light out to where they can actually see it. And we're purposely letting them walk ahead of us. And they eventually, they get to it before us, and they just kind of stop and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And we're like, "What are you talking about?" And they point to it and they're like, "This wasn't here." And I was like, "Man, we were here earlier. That was not here." And they started like really freaking out. They're like, "We probably should leave, and we need to get the hell out of here." And me and Keith took off running into the cemetery. Like we freaked, like pretended like we were freaking out and ran to the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't know what the fuck to do. They just kind of froze. And we were back there screaming and shit. And they never came back in the cemetery, but we walked back out and they were just kind of standing there, like really freaked out. And, we were laughing our asses off about it because they were in panic mode. They didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know if they needed to run or if they needed to come after it. Like they were froze. And, we eventually told them that we were the ones that done that. And, it was so fucking hilarious. Oh,
Dang, dude.
but that cemetery is really creepy. I've been back there a few times at night. I've actually investigated that cemetery. Like when I first started RKB Paranormal, there's some
Mm-hmm.
weird shit that went on back there. Like we were seeing just random lights back there, and like this is a mile back in the woods, no houses around. You know, a mile from the main highway, just random lights flashing in the woods, and pretty sure I fell in a grave, like a part of a grave, because there was like a big hole like right over a grave.
Ooh,
Like my foot went down into it. Yeah, I was like, I think I just fell in a grave.
Mm.
like it was dug up.
No, like it just, I guess like a part of it had just like sunken in.
You walked through a funeral
I guess.
Where the body had been.
I just stepped right on
in
a,
progress.
yeah,
Mhm.
and that place was, it was wild.
Oh, so
Mhm.
this was the real Werewolf
What
Springs,
a lot
or
of people
purportedly?
reportedly the real Werewolf Springs, but
Hmm.
nobody really knew much about it because it was so far back in the woods. Like the one we always went to was easily accessible,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but
Hmm.
this one, it's actually a part of the state park in Dixon, and so it actually has a trail that walks back there. But when you actually get to the cemetery, it's very poorly kept. At least it was back then, and it was just super fucking creepy because it's literally just
Hmm.
surrounded by trees. Yeah,
Hmm. I
that's
do
all I
like
got.
the double entendre of the name. Werewolf Springs,
Uh
Werewolf
huh.
Springs. The werewolf can spring in
Right.
the water of a werewolf. Yeah.
Hmm.
Did when you fell into that grave?
Hmm.
Let's revisit this because I feel like that was like glossed over for a second. and
I mean, it was just more like one leg went down about shin deep, and I just kind of and I could tell where I was at because when I looked up, there was
So you were
a head.
literally with one foot in the grave.
Apparently so, yeah.
Thank you, Joey. Thank you.
That was good. That was good.
That was very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Hmm.
on borrowed time, Damien.
I guess so.
Hmm. Did you look at the gravestone too? Did you see the gravestone that
Did
you
you
like fell into
apologize?
the grave? Did you kiss it?
No, because one, I don't think we had any flashlights, so I wouldn't have been able to see. And we didn't really have cell phones back then,
Hmm.
because we were like 17, 18 years old, so cell phones weren't like a huge thing yet. And like literally, when we went back there at night, I don't think we ever took a flashlight. We just walked back there like pretty much blinded.
Hmm.
But
That's a very good idea to walk into a graveyard, a really weird looking graveyard without flashlights or without any
well, I
way
mean,
to
you know,
signal that you're leaving.
eventually your eyes adjust to the darkness and you can see a little bit. You know, and if
That's
there's
what a
any
werewolf would
stars or
say.
moon out, you have a little bit of light.
Hmm. It's what a werewolf would say.
Exactly.
Hmm. Hmm. What I think is weird
Whale. Oh,
is that you didn't look at the gravestone. But anyways, my fault for going over.
You know, I'll have to go back one
whale.
day.
We do have a listener submission that I'd love to
Ooh.
get to.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now, this got submitted anonymously, which they state immediately at the beginning. But with all that said, thank you for submitting this, whoever submitted it anonymously.
Hmm.
One second. I want to start this off by saying I'd rather stay anonymous because I honestly don't know what's going on and I don't want people thinking I've lost it. But I came across your show on TikTok when I searched the hashtag Ouija boards, and I figured if anyone could help me, it might be you. A few weeks ago, I did something I now realize I probably shouldn't have. My brother passed away recently, and it's been rough. I just wanted to talk to him one last time to know he was okay. I didn't really know how to go about it, and I have never used a Ouija board before, but I figured it was worth a shot. I didn't do much research. I just got a board, lit a candle, and asked if he was there. At first, nothing happened. I was about to give up when the planchette twitched under my fingers. Then, out of nowhere, the candle blew out. A second later, I heard knocking from the front door or anywhere obvious. This came from inside the house. It freaked me out, but I stayed at the board, thinking maybe it really was my brother trying to reach me. But then it just felt wrong. I didn't know how to explain it, but my gut told me something was off. So I stopped. I just walked away. I didn't know you were supposed to close the board. I had no idea that was even a thing. Ever since that night, things have been weird around my house. The knocking never really stopped. Sometimes I hear scratching too, like it's coming from inside the walls, but nothing's there when I check. I'll be alone, and I'll hear footsteps in the hallway. Doors creak open even though I know I shut them. It's not every day, but every couple of days, at random times. Day, night, it doesn't matter. It doesn't feel like my brother. He wouldn't do anything to scare me. Whatever this is, it feels different, wrong. I don't know what to do. I feel like I've invited something in, and now it won't leave. I need to fix this. I need it to stop. What can I do? I really hope you see this, and I hope you have an answer. Anonymous.
Mm,
Don't burn the board. I think if we've learned anything, please do
right.
not burn the board.
That is
Yeah.
something we've learned
Don't
tonight.
throw it away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't throw it away.
I mean, the first thing would basically be to start a new session and then make sure you close it out. You don't really have to do anything to start a session. Say hello, say goodbye, close it out.
I don't know. I think that's opening a brand new door. I think they, sorry, I don't know who they are. They need to get some like actual like spiritual help.
Hmm.
Like would you say like a medium? Like there's people who specifically
Right.
focus on Ouija, and that's the tool that they use um, to actually help them get rid of this,
Hmm.
whatever this is. I
I
don't
think
know. I don't
sage is
know.
always a good call, to kind of calm shit down in the
Yeah.
meantime until you can, and
Sure.
not like cooking sage,
Right.
actual like smudge
Real
sage.
sage.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
Yeah, like actual sage. Copal incense
Hmm.
is great.
Hmm.
It's supposed to be fantastic for clearing spirits and stuff out of the air. Anything that I've ever heard from folks who have Ouija board uh, repercussions, I guess, like this, um, any type of cleansing ritual or, ceremony or anything like that when it comes to, burn this or, light a white candle and, expel it or what have you. Um, all those stories seem to, that just seems to be the middle part of the story. It just kind
Mm.
of like tampers it down. It's a
Hmm.
nicotine patch for paranormal activity. It doesn't really get rid of it. Um, you might want to, yeah, reach out to someone who knows specifically how to handle that, maybe
Hmm.
professionally. That's
Don't
I hate to be
don't we
like,
know
hey,
a
you just
medium?
submitted your heart and soul, and be like, yeah, go find like, but it's true. What were you saying?
Yeah,
Don't
Joey, that's a good.
don't
That go ahead.
don't we have a medium that we know that was on this show before and talked about stuff?
Melinda.
Gave us yeah, and maybe
Mm.
we can, if anonymous, uh I guess we can email
Yeah.
them,
Well,
or yeah,
no, no, no,
get
no. We
hook them
we
up,
got
or
this.
have
Keep
yeah.
it going, Joey. Keep it going.
Yeah, we want to help you out. We want to get you the help and people you need, because we don't want people haunted by, haunted by this. But one of the main things that we know from talking with people and from Damien, with all the experience in K-Woos, is definitely close out the game, close out the Ouija board. Um, I think
Yeah,
that's one of the
actually,
biggest things.
if Anonymous still has the board, it's still open. Couldn't they just
Hmm.
take that board and close it? Do a closing? Do you think that would help? I guess I don't want to offer.
I'm
Yeah,
If
not sure.
yeah.
Um.
yeah.
I mean, I do know that whatever they decide to do, they probably don't need to wait too long because even though right now what's happening is fairly harmless, knocks and
Hmm.
scratches, stuff like that, you don't want it to potentially lead to something more intense like throwing shit or
Sure.
harming them or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's like they need to not wait too long.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, for all we know, by now they may have already, had it taken care of. I don't know when that was submitted, but I would suggest for one,
The end of
definitely not.
March.
I definitely wouldn't wait too long. And
There you
and
go.
if like
Yeah.
you can't reach out to her, if you can't get a hold of her, message either the page personally or message Life Beyond 6 Feet. I have a ton of contacts. Um, I don't know where you're at. I mean, you may be in Tennessee, you may be in Hawaii. I don't know, um, but I'm sure we could find somebody in your general area to at least give you some advice on what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unrelated to that, I
If you're
found a new
real quick,
product idea. Yeah, go ahead.
hold on. Sorry, but before we go off on the products, Melinda, her number, the person we're trying to tell you to reach out to or recommending to reach out to, we have the number posted on the screen. So if you just happen
Mm-hmm.
to be listening to the show and not necessarily watching right now,
Yeah.
we have her number on the screen. At the time that she came on the show, she said she was totally fine with us putting her phone number up on the screen, which is how I found it
Mm-hmm.
so fast. Um, yeah, the number is 480-364-2977. Just tell them or text them. They do text them, tell them that the folks at Beer Booze Boogeyman um, recommended her for a Ouija board situation, because while she might not be in your area, um, yeah, folks like that tend to run in pretty tight networks. There's a good chance
Mhm.
that
Mm-hmm.
she knows somebody around your area that can be trusted with something like this. Now,
Yeah.
Right.
all that said, Joey has a great sponsorship idea for us.
Okay,
Yes.
so it does have to do with Ouija boards. It's a Blanchette necklace with the Ouija board T-shirt, and so as you move, the necklace goes to the. And I'm like, that's
You
marketing.
sell
We
them
can
as a
sell two things
set.
at once.
Right.
Yeah, you sell them as a set.
That's a pretty good idea. That's pretty creative,
Yeah,
Joey.
I even wrote
Okay,
it down.
I like it.
As we were doing
Hey,
that.
Yeah,
trademark it right now.
But yeah,
yeah.
TM,
somebody's.
TM,
and
TM.
Yeah.
Gil,
Yeah.
I just gotta say, you're like a phenomenal fucking storyteller. Like just
Oh, thank
reading
you,
that,
bub.
Mhm. Yep.
like you're in tune with what's being said. You're like, what's he fixing to say? Like
Mm-hmm.
you keep it intense. You're not just like me who just fucking reads it without even acknowledging the periods and stuff like that. So it's like you make it intense. So
Mm-hmm.
it's bravo, dude.
Yeah,
Thank you,
dude.
buddy. I I I try
And
to
and
read a couple
Kristen, you're a
times.
phenomenal story reader too. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I think me and Joey probably need to take some tips. I know I do. Joey's not that bad. Joey's not as bad as I am. I don't even fucking take a breather in between periods.
I
So
appreciate that, buddy. I do 3.5 hour episodes, 2 2 hour episodes, and
I'm
thank
just
you,
fucking
Damien.
around. But
It's okay. I appreciate it. I'm not taking offense to that at all.
no, I'm just messing
uh,
with you. It's just I'm very terrible at it, and I need pointers.
Deboos, you just reading in
Thank you.
Latin. That's don't worry about that.
I don't speak Spanish.
But do you speak the origins? Um,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
well, so real quick, shout out to Jaden Slayin, one of our awesome Patreon
Woo!
members, along with, and they're chilling right now in Canada because they're smart and they got the fuck out of this country. Um, but they are chilling right now in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Ian and Ave and Jaden and
Oh.
whole crew of awesome folks. I'm sure they're having an absolute blast, and thank y'all for popping
Welcome.
into the show.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you. Thank you
always
so
Yeah.
welcome,
much.
always appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well,
throw this
if
up. We are still taking calls a little bit.
yes.
Is that what you're about to say, Kristen?
Yeah, just yeah, 208
Sorry.
717 1611, guys.
Yes.
Mhm.
There we go.
Any paranormal games you guys have played, or any just fun pranks you've played on people?
I'd love to
we
hear
want to
another
hear.
prank. If anybody's
Yeah,
got, come on,
I,
pranksters. God, there's some funny
I'm
people out there.
and
They just got
I'm
brains
gonna
like,
share.
just
I'm gonna
FYI,
oh,
it
share.
don't have to be a paranormal prank.
no, no.
Just
Yeah.
a
No,
funny
hell
ass
It's
no.
prank.
for
No,
April
no.
Fools. For
Right.
April Fool's Day, just any prank.
Pranks, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, pranks are supposed to scare you, and so is
Hmm.
paranormal shit, right? So it works out.
Mhm.
Now, I'm gonna ramble out my prank because it's a doozy. Now, with all that said, anybody watching right now, this is your chance. You can call in, interrupt me, especially if you find the story boring. Call in just to stop it. It's super easy. Works
Oh,
every
Stop
time.
it.
okay.
It didn't even get to
Okay.
start.
On cue.
Hello,
Great.
caller. You are live. Can we get your first name and where you're calling from?
Hello, hello.
Ghost call.
Hello.
Eh,
Is this the prank?
Oh,
Oh, there we go. Hello.
think you're coming through.
It's Jaden and Ian from Montreal.
Oh, hello,
Ah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hello.
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 Welcome.
So we're just saying hi.
Oh, hey. They just said hi. They're just saying hi.
Aw, hi.
Yeah.
Well, is this the prank? Is this right? What pranks have y'all pulled on that poor, sweet, simple man, Ian? What all types of harm have you done to him? Because y'all are on like a group trip together, and I can't imagine that man's not just going through, just day by day, just volumes of pranks committed against him. Has there been anything and you're outside of the country, so legally it won't apply to you when you get back in. So don't even worry
Yeah.
about that.
I have punched him several times.
Ooh.
Punched him.
Yeah.
Punched
Oh,
him
you
several
punched him.
times.
I punched Dave
Gotcha.
too.
Gotcha. My earbuds are missing. That's a type of prank, I guess, to his nervous system. That works. We're done. I'll accept that.
That works, definitely.
Stay strong, Ian. Don't forget ibuprofen.
No, he's not.
He's
No,
not.
I have plenty.
Dang. Jeez.
Jesus Christ. Well, what prank would you like to pull on Ian? Ian earmuffs.
Wait, what'd you say?
What prank would you like to pull on Ian in a perfect world? And then I said, Ian earmuffs, so we can't hear.
I mean, he's standing right next to me, so he can hear me anyways. But the St. Lawrence River, I would love to push him in that. We saw it today.
Okay. Okay. I imagine there's still some ice in that too, right?
Actually, no, not really.
That works. Okay.
That is
So
a
you could
beautiful river.
hypothetically
Yeah.
coat the bottom of his shoes in like Pam or olive oil or something like that right when he's getting ready to walk by it, or put a banana on the ground, a couple bananas, right?
That's a good idea. Although he plays Mario
There you
Kart,
go.
so I don't know if that would work.
Shit. That's
Mm,
true.
Too smart.
All
Too
right.
good.
You're gonna need to find some turtle shells. All right, this is what you got to do. You're gonna need to get some turtle shells,
All right.
some mushrooms, and some bananas.
You need the big blue
Okay,
shell.
what about a
The
star?
Small cars
work.
also work. Yeah.
Star.
A star will work too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
star. There you go. Yeah, this sounds
Yeah.
fantastic. Ian, I wish you the best of luck, bud. I'm I hate to say it, but you're probably going to be buried in Canada now. But it's honestly, it's a better place to be left.
Yeah,
So
I know.
really,
Yeah.
this is an investment for you, Ian.
Gil, I thought you were gonna say
Yes.
coat the bottom of Ian's shoes with concrete. I thought that's where you were going with
I
this.
thought she was gonna say that. too.
God, that went dark.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm the only one not in the mob over here. No, that wasn't my first thought. Jesus
We
Christ.
know Jaden was thinking that.
Yes. Well, obviously. Well, no. I guess that's probably Jaden. Is this why you have such an addiction to hammers?
What? No, I would never.
That doesn't sound too convincing.
What? I'm
Sounds
so
about right.
convincing. Do I need to say it in French?
French.
That would 100% help our comprehension.
Yes,
No.
please.
It would.
well, well, Jaden, we appreciate the call in, Jaden, and hope that you have a fantastic rest of your trip. We hope
Absolutely.
to see Ian again eventually in the chat if he survives. And as for Ave, um, they were never there. They never saw anything, and they are the perfect wing person for all situations. That's what I always say, or never said,
Mhm.
allegedly. So,
We gotta find Ave.
all right.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all take care now.
Goodbye.
Have a
Bye.
good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
So something
Aw.
folks don't know unless they call into the show. Um, there's a slight delay when you're calling us, and it can be a little bit disorienting at first. And I can't imagine that there wasn't an extra unslight delay between us and them calling from up in Montreal, right?
So I do want to say
yeah,
that was a milestone for us.
Our
That
first
was our
international
first
call? No.
international call.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Second,
no, no.
buddy.
it took
Second from
Americans
Mexico.
flee. Oh yeah, wait, did we?
Yeah.
We had our first
Yeah, we
call
did
from
have
Mexico on
Mexico.
like our third
Mhm.
episode.
Did she
true.
call?
Third or
I
fourth.
thought she was somewhere else. Was she from Mexico or in
She
Mexico?
We
was
have conquered
in
North
Mexico.
America.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
I did not. I forgot about that. She was
Mhm.
the lady about the dog, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't. I don't remember her actually being in Mexico. Now I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that. Never
Mhm.
mind. Scratch the milestone.
Well, it's our first Canadian caller.
First
It's our
Canadian.
first
That's
Canadian.
That's right.
First
caller.
Yes.
Canadian
Yes.
call. Yes.
Yeah. First
And
Canadian
They are.
we
I mean,
milestone.
we
they're
almost
in
had a
French
German
Canada,
call.
though.
We had that one guy from Germany trying to call in.
Oh,
But
right.
he said
Yes.
9.
So
Click.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I mean,
Gil,
heck, we've conquered North America. You're right, Gil. But
we
it's
have.
prank
Conquered
time,
North
Gil.
America.
Yes, Gil.
It is.
It's getting up to that
It's prank
time,
time.
bud.
Yeah.
Pull
All
your
right. So
your
two
stuff.
things. Again, if at any moment people want me to stop with the monotony, the utter just nuisance of the sound of paint drying, call in. So when I was about 6 or 7 years old, right? Um, I used to get, or I, you know, and by I mean my mom did for me, subscribe me to the Fox Kids Club magazine. I fucking loved that shit. Okay. I was all about it. It was the only piece of mail that I've really ever got, 5 or 6 years old, because why the fuck would I get mail at that age? But I was really stoked
Mhm.
about it. And anyways, it would have like little updates on like upcoming cartoons, but mostly it just had a lot of photos that I like to look at, and it felt special to me. Kind of, a little present coming in the mail every month. Well, my sister always fucking stole it. And that shit drove me insane. Like she would steal it, but then on top of that, when I would, be like, "We gotta give it back to me, give it back to me." I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't know what you're talking about. Gaslight me, lie, all that shit that, an older sister and brother, kind of go back and forth. So I got really tired of her stealing my Fox Kids Club magazine, and vengeance knows no bounds to a 6-year-old, right? That's fun fact. Well, it was the first year I had ever heard about April Fools, probably on some Fox Kids cartoon or something. And I remembered my mom. She always buys, or at the time, growing up, she always went to Sam's Club and would buy everything in bulk, right? And so down in our basement, in our cellar, there was a giant box of Barbasol shaving cream. Now, I was a weird kid, I know. Hard to see now, but I was. And I thought into this a little bit. My sister can back me up on this. I was like, if I do what I I'm planning to do, and I'm not careful, I'm going to be in trouble with my parents too, right? So I gotta just target my sister. This is Fox Kids Club vengeance, right? This is surgical strike on this terrorist in my house, right? My sister. And I got some saran wrap and I got the Sunday newspaper. I think it was a Sunday. I don't know. Don't look it up. The point is, I found a big ass set of newspapers. So I got newspaper, I got saran wrap. Now, what I did was I methodically started coating sheets of newspaper with Barbasol shaving cream and slowly creeping into my sister's room while she was sleeping on a Saturday morning and laying them down like bricks across her entire fucking floor in her room. But not, not to forget, it's like never paint yourself into a corner. I laid them on both sides of her head while she was and then coated the entire floor. Just when I was getting ready to leave, I
Shit.
wrapped her door handle in saran wrap after locking it and coated the doorknob in shaving cream. Closed the door and sat just outside of the door where the back of the couch was, facing her door. And I sat there and I watched probably cartoons on Fox and just waited. Took about an hour, and then I heard just like screaming as she just slid and flipped and fell until she eventually made it to the door, which I imagine at that point was like, she's like, I'm finally free of whatever the fuck's got. This is in her hair and her eyes. She doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And then she fumbled for like 10 minutes trying to get the door handle.
That's a damn
And
good
you know
thing.
what? She never stole my Fox Kids Club magazine again. Beat my fucking ass. Don't get me wrong, and I deserved it at that time. But she never stole. So, sometimes.
Can I ask you a question, Bill?
Sometimes vengeance is fun. Sometimes it's sweet, and don't fuck with me. Anyway,
Mm.
love you, sis. What were we gonna say, Joe?
Did you explain to her what you were doing afterwards?
No, no, I never.
Okay. Like why you did this?
No,
Okay.
no, I was just blinded by rage, but not to planning. That's how I like to live life.
So
So,
At least she got the point.
so she
Oh
had a
yeah,
guilty conscience. She knew what she was doing was wrong.
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
she did. Yeah.
so
But
with,
her and
with
I
this,
best
with,
friends these days. It
with,
took about 30 years, but we are homies.
Mhm.
would this be her first knowledge of knowing why you done this?
No, we talked about it
Oh, okay,
few years back when I because that's some shit that you do when you're like really little. Life
right.
goes on, high school, yada yada, and then once you get to, I feel like once you get to be like early to mid 20s, at least for me, you really actually you're like you start reflecting on like childhood, or you start having those conversations with your siblings about, did you remember that crazy shit that we did? And I remembered it. I was like, holy fuck, do you remember when I coated your room and shaved it? I had forgot about it for like years. Um, it was truly just for the satisfaction of the moment. But that moment
Mhm.
just keeps giving and giving, just like the whoopings I got on my butt for all the shaving cream I wasted. But
Classic.
worth it. Like, I'm just gonna say worth it. If there's any minors that are out there that are wondering if they should do it, just do it. You won't regret it later in life. Just you
That's
will get
like
in trouble. It's
that's
worth it.
like some Dennis the Menace, Little Rascals type shit right there.
Do
I
you
mean,
have
I
a
grew up
surplus
watching
of
like
shaving cream?
MASH.
Right.
I grew up watching MASH and Golden Girls.
Hell yeah.
Like I was a normal dude. I don't fuck with me.
Mhm.
Those are some
Saying,
good shows. Damn.
yeah, no, I'm
I miss those
solid
days.
media pedigree, right?
Well, what about I think we're near and we're getting up here to the end. You still haven't
Yes.
shared your game, Gil.
All right. Well, give 2 minutes.
Okay. All right.
2 minutes for somebody to make a call in. And by two
Yeah.
minutes, I mean by the time they see this, it's going to be like 30 seconds. So we better be quick. I'm
Be our
stalling for
last
you right
caller,
now
folks.
in the past for you in the future, which feels like the present. All right.
Yes,
Thinking
please be
ahead.
our last
Thinking
caller of the
ahead.
evening, guys. 208
And if my
717 1611.
and if my sister's watching, please call in because I just saw the looks of fear on all of my friends when I told them this. And just let them
I,
know that we laugh about this now.
I know I'm
But
not going to steal
I was a
anything from you.
maniacal little bastard that was bored living in the middle of nowhere. So,
Y-
all I had time.
What has
Uh,
I was thinking.
changed?
Nothing.
Okay.
I live closer to somewhere now.
Oh, okay.
mm,
Okay.
Yeah,
Just a side of you I've never
that's
seen
about
before,
it.
Gil. Not.
Yeah. You've heard the way I've talked about vengeance before with
Hmm.
uh-huh.
Yeah. Why do you think I live across
certain
the country from
media
you?
Certain
Mhm.
media
things.
outlets of which we will not say.
Yeah.
Um
It's a general BCR business meeting is how can we take revenge on all these companies? It's usually the start of it, and I'm like, Gil, let's stay on task. And he's like, this is the task. This is
Uh,
why we
this is
started this podcast.
you think we started a show? What do
Yeah,
you think
yeah.
the Black Cat is even reporting on? It's the vengeance process.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess that's it for the calls tonight. So,
All right,
Mm-hmm.
guys.
what I'm gonna have to pull up
Thank you
here.
for our calls that we've had. We
Yes, thank
appreciate
you
it.
thank you
so
so
much.
Yes,
much.
thank you
Mhm.
all.
Always good to hear from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
All
So,
right.
move that spare
Oh,
beer out
Oh,
of the
dang,
I
way.
he's
got a
got the other camera going.
That was
presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
All right.
that tripped me out for
Plan
a second.
ahead.
I know what the fuck was going on.
Now, Gil,
Wow,
Gil,
wow.
Oh,
have you
Yes.
actually tried the setup yet, like with the pencils and whatnot?
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry.
All yours.
Sorry to
I
get
got the
ahead of you.
directions. No, no, no.
Well,
You're right. I've never done this before. I wanted it to be I want it to be virgin in the process,
okay,
right?
okay.
So I'm in here. No, I don't know how to do my mic. That's the tricky thing. Mm, it ain't gonna let me switch. So I'm going to yell while I'm standing up to do this, okay?
Okay.
But
That's fine.
I know y'all are like more yelling. Great. Now, as mentioned before, and as broken down a little bit by Kristen at the beginning of this episode, just like her, the game I'm going to be playing is Charlie Charlie. But these are the directions I came across. See, I never played this as a kid because my sister didn't want to hang out with me. I don't know why. Well, so this game is sometimes known as the pencil game. Charlie Charlie is a way to contact a specific ghost, a little boy named, you guessed it, Charlie. To play Charlie Charlie, follow these 4 steps. Draw an X on a piece of paper, label 2 of the resulting V shaped sections no, 2 of them yes. Place overlapping pencils on each line of your X, crossing them in the middle. Advertisement, which I accidentally copied onto this page. Ask Charlie Charlie, are you there? And then ask your question. The kid is kind of like a spirit version of a magic 8 ball, except that if Charlie doesn't want to play with you, he'll try to stab you with one of the pencils you need for the game.
hmm.
And that, of course, is a direct quote from a website which I didn't write down.
Mm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Kristen, I need you to think of why Charlie hasn't hit you up again. That's going to be the question that I'm going to ask. I'm
Okay.
relaying this from Charlie. We're calling him from multiple angles, trying to get in
Mm-hmm.
touch,
He's a
right?
busy guy.
So
Yeah.
Yep.
he's a super busy guy, and after
Mm-hmm.
tonight, he's going to be like fives or even tens of more busy. It's going to be insane. So,
Okay.
okay, so I'm going to read the directions out loud. I'm gonna scream. Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yes.
So, all right. So, draw an X. Boop. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Awesome. And we got no, no, yes, yes. And I'm gonna assume that these are maybes. Right? Now, again, if he doesn't really like how the process goes, he might try to stab you. I couldn't find any pencils, so I got these steak knives. I'm gonna
Perfect.
see
That's
if I can,
gonna work.
you know what I mean? So I'm gonna balance them there. All right, Capos, I need your question.
My question?
Yeah, do you have a question? How should I word it to Charlie? I want to unify our messaging so that he's getting it from all sides.
All I asked him was, Charlie, Charlie, are you there?
But then you never like asked him a question?
No, because
I set up this whole thing to intimidate him, and hey, Booze, you never even asked him anything.
Well, I mean, that is a question. Are you there is a question, Gil.
yeah, you have to establish that he's there first. That's the first rule of the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay.
Then
Well, we
let's
got
move on
different
to a
rules.
conversation.
We had
Yeah.
different summoners on our Googles apparently, because mine's saying Charlie, Charlie, are you there? And then ask the question. You know what I'm saying? That's what I got. That's what I got. So,
Mm.
Charlie, Charlie, are you there? Why the fuck didn't you answer K-Boo's the other day when she reached out to you? Like, do you know how rude this is? Like, we are getting you. You might get a sponsorship from this, right?
That's a lot of
And like,
questions.
honestly, if you don't answer, we're calling Melinda. So you really need to consider it. You need to hit up K-Boo's. Don't even bother to come into my house. Just go straight to K-Boo's house and answer her questions. All right, and if
That was it.
if you didn't like my wording, he's gonna try to stab me. But good luck with that. So that's all I got. You got.
I think you confused Charlie because you asked like 16 questions at once and then made
It was
a pocket knife threat to Charlie. And
Forget the knives. You're gonna wake up with shaving cream up your ass tonight. Okay.
whole
Uh,
can of
yes.
Barbasol right up.
Right. The old keister.
Sister running away in the background. Ackling into the distance. High
hear
five,
that-
Charlie. um,
Oh God.
that's all I got.
Oh,
So,
wow.
K-Booz, I'm trying to get him to call you back.
I don't need him. I don't need him.
In the
I
last
got
quote,
I got enough haunting my studio as it is. I'm good.
Woke Soros said, then get his mother's maiden name and the last four of his social to confirm him. So,
That's right.
Smart.
That's right.
Charlie,
Mhm.
Gotta
we're
be
gunning
thorough.
for you, bud.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. I don't know
Damn.
if you guys know, but it was. I didn't really want to say it while Kibus was talking
haven't
about it, but
moved.
now that Gil just did the game, I guess I got to tell you guys, Charlie moved to Tinder and isn't using that game anymore. So
Oh man.
yeah,
Well,
so you're on the wrong app. It's an app now. It's on the app.
but the
So
mystery still stands. Who twitched my pencil?
Mhm.
that's also what Charlie asked on Tinder. Um,
My pencil moved. All right.
It did.
Moved.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah.
Now, y'all,
Yes.
You know,
we're getting at the
Kristen-
end. Please, while you're watching this, there's a little bell right next to the subscribe. If you click that, you won't miss this because if you're anything like everybody we know, you don't remember shit a month from now at
Mm-mm.
7:30 every first Saturday of the month. You won't remember that. So there's a damn good
Mm.
chance, and then you'll see the notification, you'll see the lead ups, and it helps us grow. And the more we grow, the more calls we get, the more entertainment you get. It's a win, 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 win. So, just saying, if you
Exactly.
can, hit that like, but make sure to hit that little bell, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we can
Deboos,
collaborate.
Mhm.
collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
And I just
D-Booze,
want to
when's your
remind
next show?
everybody that in a month, what is it, May 5th, Joey?
May 3rd, my
May
friend.
3rd. May
Mm-hmm.
3rd. Deathbed Confessions. Now, to kind of break this down a little bit,
Mm.
if anybody has maybe personally maybe experienced the brink of death and seen some weird shit, but they didn't actually die, and they seen some crazy stuff, let's talk about it. If you sat with somebody as they were passing away and just they were spitting off some of the most random stuff, you know, hey, I see Aunt Sue over there. Aunt Sue's been dead for 30 years. We want to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Just anything that's kind of strange.
See, that's why. Okay, I guess I didn't
uh,
think too long and hard about it because when I heard you say our next episode was deathbed confessions, I was like, oh man, we're gonna get some really neat stuff on the next episode. Like people call it
That's
in to be like, yeah, yeah, my grandpa admitted that he murdered somebody when he was like 6 years
That's
old. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
that's
mm-hmm.
100%. Yeah. No, the
I,
whole
I,
thing
I was
behind it was
I was
not
getting there.
necessarily. Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's not
another part
necessarily
aspect of it.
people in the
Okay.
industry. Yeah, because we're going to first responders like the next month or whatever. So
Hmm.
I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
like, what did your great grandma say when you were 5 years old and left in the room for 10 minutes while your parents went outside to smoke a cigarette and call your cousin just
Mm-hmm.
before she passed?
So,
Like,
okay,
what did she reveal about the family?
I do have a
That's what I
question.
want
Mm-hmm.
to know.
So, say somebody is with
Mm.
somebody that's slowly passing away, and say
Mm.
they are seeing stuff that's not there. Can that be
Hmm.
included?
I
Even though it's
think,
not a even though it's not a
Yeah.
confession per se, but it's
yeah.
like they're seeing stuff before death.
Well, see, I like that. I love those kinds of stories. Yeah. I was
So
just,
NDEs then
oh,
too.
mm,
Yeah. Anything on the deathbed. It's a deathbed episode,
Right.
honestly.
mhm.
Okay.
Brought to you by Tempur-Pedic. Um,
But yeah, that's gonna
no,
be May
so
3rd.
Mhm.
this in particular, the idea was inspired by the insane number of folks that work in nursing homes. We would
Hmm.
love if you reached out to for us, anybody that's hearing this, and you're like, hey, you told me that crazy story last summer. Reach out to them.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So folks that work in like nursing homes, retirement homes, where else do people die?
Hospice
Roads,
care.
hospice care. Thank
Mhm.
you. Like hospice care, anywhere where
Dollar
it's
General.
like there, there's a
Exactly.
high, I guess a turn under rate. I don't really know how you'd put that. There's a high turn under rate of the residents. Put under rate. There's a pun there. Um, comment whatever the pun should be. A high turnover rate of residents at this place, and they're like an astronomical number of folks. It doesn't have to be
Mhm.
paranormal at fucking Alma shaving cream thing, although legendary is not paranormal, right? That it was just a prank. This is just what's the craziest shit some of these folks have ever heard. Folks that are around folks who are dying, who in that last moment before that death rattle are like letting it all off their chest before they
Mm-hmm.
leave. Like some of these stories are fucking holy fucking shit. Also, the amount of people who confess on their deathbed that they killed someone is like that is horribly common, right? Or that they kill someone and then were involved in framing the person who went to prison and got
Yeah.
executed for it. Like there's multiple sides to these stories here.
Mhm.
So anything like that. Now, keep in mind when you go to ghost.beer, link is anywhere you're hearing this, and you have the option to submit your stories. We have so many ways to submit, and all of them, besides email, allow you to be anonymous. You can be
Hmm.
100% anonymous. Yeah, like the story I read earlier tonight, 100% anonymous. So If you get some real juicy shit, that's how we know it's juicy. It's like,
Mhm.
you know,
Nobody's going
so
to jail,
yes.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got you guys.
The department gets more funding, but you're not getting caught.
You
That's
know,
kind of the sweet spot.
I'm
Mhm.
reading the comments here, and I think we may. Yeah, they just asked if they can read. Yes, you can record your story, and we'll play it on air.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
There
can.
there is an
y-
option at Ghost.beer
Mhm.
to record your story.
I'm going to just thank you, D-Boos, for bringing this up. I'm going to screen share some shit real quick. You're
Mhm.
goddamn genius, D-Boos, as always. Fantastic
Yeah.
man, you.
And
All right.
you can also call in and read your story live if you would like to. You don't have to
You,
pre-record.
you
Yes.
can do that
Yes.
too. Yes.
So,
Hmm.
so check it
But
out,
if
y'all.
you're,
When you go to,
if you're a little shy, that's okay. You
mhm,
can record it and we'll play it on air.
yeah, or type it out. We gave so many options. You have no excuse, but
Hmm.
no excuse. I'm just saying, we're not taking any excuses. We're just begging. So that's how that works. So you can go to submit your story, and that is going to pull this up. You can make a few options here. Is it a beer suggestion, a story, or suggest a topic? And then that's going to kind of move you through a bunch of different things. I have to select something here, right? So I'm going to go to share my story. Do a record a voice message, upload a file, type it out, send us an email, or carrier pigeon. What happens when I click that? You're going to have to go there and find out yourself. Now, the other option that you have, so let me pull up as another screen share real quick. This is all going to get spliced and put into a promo later. So I'm just taking advantage.
They ask if
Now,
they can read somebody else's story. I mean, if you know the story and it's really interesting, let's hear it.
submit it
Mhm.
anonymously. We'll never know. We'll
Yeah,
never
exactly.
fucking know.
Hmm. Hmm.
So if you click that submit a voice message, boom, right here on whatever device you're using. Obviously, it's going to ask you, does this website have permission to use your microphone? Which please say yes. You can just type in a fake email here, honestly. So you just click start recording, record as long as you want. You can pause, you can stop. Super easy. We'll get a copy of the audio and we'll get a transcript. And you, if you're hiding your identity, know until the time of the show. So there you go. Look at that. All these options. You can submit a Google Doc, anything. Harrier pigeon. All right.
Oh gosh. Okay, he's asking. No, when I go there, can I read stories from other people? This is a comedy of errors. He's been misunderstood.
Oh
Oh,
This is a
no.
drinking show, so
Sorry, Jeremy.
Yeah.
apologies. Yeah.
We don't currently have other people's stories up on the site.
Mm-mm.
Is there a future in Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman where we might catalog folks' stories from the
You can go
show?
find those over on TikTok on an ever
Mm,
increasing
that's true.
manner.
That's
I
true. We do
suppose.
upload them on
Yeah,
TikTok. Yeah.
honestly.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
we do have quite a few on there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
TikTok and Instagram.
Mhm.
D-Booz is constantly killing it on Instagram.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Hmm.
there's like going to be there's probably a documentary's worth of like shit going on at this Dollar General. I know I was like teasing earlier because on paper it's funny to think about a haunted Dollar General. Like, don't judge me
Right.
for that. It's absurd, right? Like,
It is.
okay.
It really is.
Um, but like tons of videos on that, tons of awesome shit. And yeah, we could totally put them up. I mean, I feel like, and let us know, person who asked, Wokesoros, I don't know, sounds like it's like woke, it's probably a pun. Double entendre. um we should just post those on YouTube, shouldn't we? Like clips of highlights of stories. I
Absolutely.
mean,
We could do that
that's where
too.
Absolutely.
We
people
could do
Yeah.
like,
watch,
yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
Hmm.
I don't know. Or you could go back and listen to our past episodes. And if
Mhm.
you want to skip all of our rambling, we normally start calls about 30 minutes into the show. So just mainline that.
Hmm.
But
All
yeah,
I'm
right.
all hyped up because I'm just looking at a video of knives next to me, waiting for Charlie to.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
looking
Keep
at that
waiting
too.
for it to
just
push.
turn
Yeah,
just a little, just a
Hmm.
smidge.
Hmm.
yeah.
I don't think Charlie's got your number, man. He's not on you.
Maybe he was hitting maybe. Yeah, fuck. That's why you're not supposed to write on the corners. You don't know where he's pointing.
Hmm.
Uh,
You're never gonna get a hold
Well,
of Charlie.
Yes, Joey.
Are you guys ready to say goodbye, or do we have
Yeah.
another story? Or
I think I'm
all,
tapped out on this episode.
I'm all storied out,
Yeah.
man.
Oh.
Checks out. That checks out.
Hey, look, if he's in Argentina, that would be another international call.
Hmm. I think that person's really big into
Allegedly.
paper clips.
Oh,
God.
But all right, let's
Nice.
get a nice sign out.
all
Mhm.
right. Well, everybody,
Yes.
until next time, here's a toast to the ghost in your hall.
The Bigfoot hiding in your yard.
The gray waiting for you to fall asleep.
And the prank that you pull on your sister.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
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 Love you, sis.
May 3rd. See you there.
May 3rd.